Okay, I'm back for part 3. So where were we? We had the basic mall going, so it's time to get science going. So here's my science park. It needs copper and iron. Given that I'm going to want to bleed off both sides of this, I'm going to put off the bus and I'm going to put mixers on it later. I may as well put a mixer down first. At this point here, I always forget how to make mixers that work well. So, well, I mean, I don't forget, but I forget how much gap to leave for them. I really should have a blueprint for this, but it's easy enough to do it. Hang on. Then you put one of those there, and then you put that like that, and that like. Oh, I need one more space. That's right. Now I know mixing 1 into 4 is hopeless, but it means I can get the sides, I can make the next bit look like I want it to look, which is to bleed off the correct side for the thing that I'm feeding into. And I'll come back later and have more belts there, which will make that actually correct. Oops. Let's go do that. I'm missing a bit of line there. Okay, I'm going to need, I've got lots of belts, I've got lots of yellows, I'm going to need factories. And I'm going to need unders, and I'm going to need splitters. Why are my splitters not getting filled in yet? Because I'm not getting any belts, because I forgot that. Let's keep some belts to get him started. Okay, let's come back over to my science park. So first let's get red up. Oh, you may as well just put a whole lot of factories in first, because that's pretty easy to drop. Here they come, factory, factory, factory. Oh, run out of assemblers already. May as well put some belts in, since I've got lots of belts, 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 belts. I don't know why I sometimes curl the end and I sometimes don't. It feels a bit attractive to do it, but this would be easier if the factories are in the way and I could just drag the poles through where the factories are, but it's not that hard to do them by hand either. Oops. Not that hard, except you still make mistakes. One thing that's not obvious is you have to leave a bit of space over this side, which hopefully I have done near those cliffs above, because you'll eventually want to feed more lines of potions in on that side once you get like the purple and yellow potions coming through. Let's keep laying power poles while I'm in the mood. Whoops, not that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Okay, I think I've got most of the power poles down. Yep, so let's run that power back to the bus. Let's see, where is the easiest way to connect? Okay, that's that. Now I need to iron across as well. Again, I'll do that same trick with the mixer. So this time we've got one to copy. About there, I reckon. Oh, yeah, let's just do it there. And hopefully I've got enough splitters here. Might get some more undergrounds because I'm probably going to want them. 10 splitters, that should be enough for now. Not sure why those were incorrectly laid. I must have messed something up. Where was the metal? There was the iron. So oops. So again, this is just a matter of painting this one in. Now you'll notice that these are all blank because I haven't refreshed this since I last used it, but if I get the factory that I'm basing this off and then line it up correctly and drop it in, now I've got the correct things there. Let's put nice little neat ends on them, Robbie. Now, hopefully we've got enough assemblers that I can start laying out that part. 10, still going a bit slowly. The problem, of course, is that every time you light up one of these new areas, it soaks up a lot of iron as the queues take up. It's a general property of queues that, you know, deep queues hide problems. They allow a large amount of stuff to get buffered before you actually start to see the impact of it on the system. That's a general interesting property of queues in systems. Having said that, I'm about to do another one. So you watch, this would starve my copper for a bit because, oops, while it soaks up, the previous copper can't. The other part of the factory which needs copper is going to be getting half as much. Of course, I've got so many copper backed up and I'm using it so slowly at the moment, it's really not going to make any actual difference. Okay, this is an area where lots of the inserters are laid out to make it easy to paint them on, and the number that are picked is sufficient that they should be able to completely load the grey factories that they're feeding or stripping. Oops, I'm out of yellows. Let's go see if I got a few more of those over here. Now let's see, I'd probably throw away some, I need the mall still because I've still got X'd out things in it, but I don't need that one because I've placed it since I discovered everything. Get some more assemblers while I'm here, that's looking really healthier. Some more yellow inserters, that's good. Let's do it. Oh, I'm running low on belts too. That huge pile of belts I had before is gone, of course. And that might mean I'll make a bit more space for belts in here. I might just make my deadline to be ready. Okay, so that's, I think everything is loaded there. I'm just eyeballing it to make sure I haven't missed any yellow inserters. I probably have even after I've had a check, but if I was smarter, I'd probably do half. Oh, huge rockets in the way. I'd probably do a mix of the red assemblers and the blue assemblers, but actually I've got so much. There will be plenty of assemblers by the time I go back to my mall, I expect, so I may as well just do this piece in the efficient way rather than the dwee, except when you do that, Robbie, that's not how you do it. That's what happens when you forget you don't have a... I'll wait till I get the factories down before doing those so I can do that drag trick, otherwise I'm going to do it by accident when I start talking instead of thinking, and I'm going to make the same mistake. Not good to make the same mistakes more than once. Learn from your mistakes. I still feel like I'm not getting enough iron through here, even despite the soaking effect. Oh, I do actually have... Oh no, something's gone wrong over here. Oh, I didn't load up power on the output feeders. That would be why I'm only seeing half a belt here. Because the top one is there, but the bottom ones aren't. I've got plenty of power poles, so it's probably time to do that. That will significantly improve the iron throughput. Another general property systems, it's really easy to assume you know why something is broken and be wrong about it, and then not fix it because you fixed what you thought was broken, not what was actually broken. Early when you're bootstrapping, there's not much you can do about a bunch of problems like that, but later on we shall use lots of alerts in order to ensure... What happened to you? I put one of those poles in the wrong spot. That's it. Later on, we'll use a lot of alerts to ensure that multiple parts, failures at any part of the system can be detected rather than only by observing the outputs. So now that should result in somewhat better throughput. Yes, that's a much healthier amount of steel iron coming out of there now. Oh, and I've now finished all the red science that I can, so I may as well rip up the old science park. It is doing no good anymore. I did want to place that radar back down somewhere useful. Nope. And of course, when I did that, I did something with the power because the science park was bridging across there. That's what I said before about having pretty poor coupling between different parts of the system. That's why coupling is bad, because you forget that you have it and then you remove it when it's actually necessary. Also called spooky action at a distance in systems engineering. Okay, let's keep going here. What do I need? I need more assemblers. That's starting to look like healthier numbers coming through there. I mean, this could really do with a second yellow hand, but in practice you don't need it that much because it's waiting for stuff to load. Let's get over here and observe that. I can probably start to get this bit working. In fact, if I was a little bit sensible and use those assemblers I just got effectively, I can get my science part going, science production going again. Whoops, wrong way, that way, Robbie. But of course you'll need to have something to research. And what should we pick? Now we're going to have green. I like to pick good power distribution really early, but I don't actually have any steel yet, so it's actually not going to help that much. Let's go for quality of life. Let's go for circuits. Let's go for landfill. Let's get power after that. That's probably enough things to get started with. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to finish building out this science park. So hang on, I've got no labs in my pocket. Oh, I've got some red potions though. You can go in there. I need 28 plus 1, 29 more labs. 29. That's 290 gear wheels, electric circuits, and not that many transport belts. So let's 29. Well, that's 15 of them. Oof, I just copped a large cogwheel build. I'm going to make that a bit bigger. But also it probably wasn't full because the restricted iron supply. And have I got any factories? If I do, so I can put a few more of these in here while I'm here. I should have picked up some more yellow inserters while I was over the other side. Let's go back and get more. just trying to put a few more of them to not to the point where I actually accidentally start building a zillion cogwheels again. Okay, I've got no labs in reserve, I'm not building any, and I need another 11. I need another 11 labs. One, two, another 11. What am I short of? I'm short of cogs, surely, yep. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to feed that thing directly, because that will be a bit more efficient. Oi! The numbers of labs in this area is chosen to be able to completely strip the input lines into the blueprints that I use for bootstrapping. So yeah, that's cool. That's how I picked the number that are here. Okay, how many labs am I missing now? 8. I could keep track of that in my head if I was really a bit more sensible, but what have I forgotten? I need more transport belts, wow. That was 2 that I built just then. 4. Let's get some more of those. And yellows. Okay. You know, I could just like run along the roads here and pick the yellows and transport belts off them, but that would be a bit rubbish. I could just steal a whole lot of cogs from there as well. Or from here, for that matter. Actually, that is really probably the sensible thing to do at this point. You don't need to watch me be purist about not disabling parts of the factory. Excellent. So, I think if I drop those in, I now should be pretty much live everywhere, and anything that's not running up here is largely because I am low on iron. And since I'm already managing to consume all the iron that I'm producing by that belt coming in, it's probably time to make another iron smelter. 25, I'm pretty sure that I have 48. Oh, there's all those trees to clear. Blast. I don't know if you want to watch me clear a zillion trees by hand. It really wasn't the best map from that perspective. But now I'm at least producing some amount of green size, so I'm making progress on my... Oh, it's making not bad progress actually. And as the mall loads up all of those chests, the amount of iron the mall is consuming will drop back, and so more and more of that iron will get fed in. So if I wasn't going to be keep building more things and stripping stuff out, we pretty soon get to a point where actually that science area was completely saturated by the input belts. meantime, we shall clean out these trees. I'm more or less being guided by the X's here because they're the things that are actually blocking me being able to place things, but I tend to take out all the trees if it's handy. I'll look them up to electrical electrician. I'm going to need steel soon is what I'm really going to need. So probably that's what I should do is build a steel refinery. But let's put this one through first since we're here. Oh, I'm out of undergrounds and I don't have a lot of iron in reserve. So why am I running over here? Because that's not the direction anything is anymore, Robbie. Oh, let's pick up that dead mine. What you want to do is you want to go and pick up some undergrounds, and you are going to need to make more stone furnaces. So hang on, have I got mini splitters? No, it's splitters I want, not undergrounds. And I might as well pick up the belts while I'm here. Might as well pick up the inserters while I'm here, and some lines. See what I mean about using up stuff? So now that's going to start consuming iron again at a great rate and starving off the science a bit. But I'm making pretty good progress on science, so I don't think that's a huge problem at the moment. Now it's probably worth going over and fixing up some of the ore transport in here before I do too much more, basically because it'll take a little while to run through. And probably the right thing to do here is actually let that drain out for a second and then just put that in there. But again, we did want to consume the top bit first. That should be better. It's probably not going to really completely fill those two yellows, but it should make some progress. It'll be more than one yellow's worth of iron. Let's see how we go. I haven't done the power poles yet, obviously. Oh, and then out of sciences, let's see, blue factories is good. Advanced, I mean, I never actually use that kind of furnace, but you need it for other useful things later in the game, obviously, so you may as well knock it off. Military is good because the locals might turn up. Red transport is good. Did I do engines yet? Yeah. Okay, that's probably enough. I'm starting to break into trains, good, because trains is where life gets fun. But that will definitely require steel because tracks need steel. And I'll also need to figure out a way to get my stone all the way over that part of the world. Oh, I'm out of yellows, okay. You can see I'm pretty much building a pretty decent amount of science at a reasonable rate now. I don't always end up with a kink like this, and it's because of that cliff. I should actually out of them as well. What I should really do is I don't even have enough iron for belts. Oh, I thought there was a ginormous belt of iron right next to you already. Let's grab some radars. What did I say? I needed belts and yellows. Belts and yellows. Have I got these belts the wrong way? Did I not? Oh, look at that. I measured them wrong. I'm coming into the wrong half. Fortunately, I noticed before I went too much out of the way. So what you should always do is what I was doing before and forgot to do. I did it upwards but not downwards. Just map out your bus. I got lucky that I didn't actually have any... how can that be right? Oh, right, because... Right. So those four are going to eventually come around, and that's going to go up like that. That one, no, that one will go up. That one, that'll be this. I feel like I've mapped something out wrong. Hang on. No, there's four there. Four. Oh yeah, that one will be that one. That one will be that one. That one will be that one, and that one will be that one. Okay. Let's strip that out. Yeah, right. Sorry, I was just going to say I got a bit lucky there that I didn't have like a tree or a cliff or something in the way of the bus and had to remove the entire bus. But normally I could have, oh, that's a pretty decent amount of science chuffing through at the moment. It's always fun when you get one of the ones that doesn't require very many potions per unit production of science. Okay, almost through. I can pick up that last bit. Right. Now, but I was over here and I needed more yellows, right? So that's what I was coming back to do. Keep your eye out for red things. Or I might have missed a inserter, but no, that's all. Oh, no, did I miss one there? Oh no, he's lit. He's lit all the way up. Yep, all burner. But of course not actually making enough iron to keep everything stuffed, which is not surprising. So let's pull those back. But I did grab some more mines while I was there, so the obvious thing to do is put more mines. I will need to check the power in a sec because there's a reasonable chance when you're doing massive mine layouts like this that you start to blow your power budget. Also, I should be keeping a bit more of an eye on the locals than I am. I haven't yet got enough radars down to really be finding them and seeing how close they are. Just noticed there was a red mine in there. Oh, that's alright. You don't need to really pick up the red mines super aggressively, but it saves a little bit on manufacturing costs. So again, it's one of those things that I feel like it's the right thing to do. Let's see what's going to happen over here. I'm going to have to find a way to get another path of iron through there. I reckon if we shunt this one along the top here, I can probably join these two together. And this can come out here. Now I don't want to make these mines stop being able to produce really. So if I let them onto that, so if I output priority that one to the right, there's a reasonable chance that I won't completely swamp this other one. Actually, I probably will because there's probably two yellow belts worth. Oh, there's not a yellow because this build isn't full. So this one could be at most one yellow belt. So this is taking less than two yellows. So that can't fill it. So I suspect I'll be okay. Oh, look, he just ran out anyway. Good. Right, so that's more iron. So now I'm in a position where I've got decent amounts of iron and copper coming through. I'm making pretty good progress on my base science. I've got my red and green production up. I'm mostly bottlenecked on iron here because this is not full here, so you can see these god factories over here are suffering a little bit, which means that soon these circuit factories will be suffering, but that will all kind of balance out. So the next thing is to start worrying about where I'm going to get my black science. Have I even researched black science yet? No, I better research black science at some point. The gates are fun, useful. Huge rock. Whether you do black science or blue science first, a bit of an acquired taste, I think. I lately have been doing black first because I think I had a bad experience where I left black till the last minute, and then I didn't have useful enough defenses when my friends turned up, and that was problematic. So I will probably do black science next. What I might just do is drop some radars at the corners so I can keep an eye on how things are going further out. Now I've got big steel. That's what I really should do next. I think that'll be the next part. I will set up some steel manufacturing here and feed a steel bus through. I need that for black science anyway, and it will allow me to clean up the power a bit. I haven't spotted any. Oh yes, there is some oil down here. I might just mark that because I often find that I'm looking for it later. And with my eyes being my eyes, it's not the easiest thing in the world to spot. Whereas if I put a label like that, it's quite easy to spot at a distance. Cool. Well, so the next part, I guess, will be steel and black science. But for now, that's where my bootstrap is up to.